Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. It's mid-July. I am once again in front of my green/blue screen, and you know what that means. It's time for me to bring you updates, tell you what's coming up to the channel. And you know, it's not like this is a tradition by now, but I did it last year about around this time, and I want to do it again because I do have quite a few things to say. Also this year I'll try to keep it much shorter, because last year I ended up with a 30-minute long video and I don't want to bore you with me just talking here, and I also had problems rendering that video, so probably that was a sign that I should have kept it shorter. I will try to do that now. I have a bullet point here that I'm going to follow, and hopefully I won't forget anything, and if I will, hopefully I'll remember in the live stream that will follow this video, and maybe by you asking me stuff. And that's why I'm going to do the live stream, to get your questions in real time and try to answer if you have anything to ask about what's coming up. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. So first of all, yes, the big, and I'm not saying main, but the big focus of this channel will remain gaming football content, but I really do want to change things a bit around this year, hopefully by the end of this summer. Actually, I kept telling you guys about the games from my past not series but new episodes that I've been working on. I started it last year in June, so it's already been a year, and actually I think it's been a year also since I haven't uploaded, because I just kind of got a few videos done real quickly. They weren't exactly how I wanted that series to go, but I needed something to sort of kickstart it, you know, just to sort of give you guys the idea of what that series is going to be about. And just because I haven't uploaded anything in that series since then doesn't mean that I haven't worked. On contrary, I have quite a few videos done, and it's kind of cool if I'll be able to finish all of them this summer. Probably, well, not upload them all at once, definitely, but maybe, I don't know, every couple of days, once a week, in the weekend. I'll have to see. I definitely have to think about that. I just have to finish them. That's what I have to do. So just for the sort of first one out of this few that are getting done this year, it's going to be pretty lengthy, and it's probably going to take me a couple of days just to film, to shoot everything, record voiceovers and so on, and probably another day or at least a good few hours to edit everything, because I have said that I want it to be something really special. I want you guys to see that I put a lot of effort and a lot of passion into this project, and the quality of the videos, I definitely want to reflect all of that. Okay, now going back to football, which is what most of you are subscribed for, and I thank you for that. 15,000 strong, that's amazing. So I'm going to go through a list of updates. First of all, I'm going to drop two leagues, the Danish Superliga and the Swiss League, and I'll also explain why. The feedback to the videos was good, it's just that it was pretty low. I didn't really have very good reach with those videos, and it's probably because it's not really open to an English speaking audience. I mean, even on social media I can't find English pages, so probably that kind of acting as a barrier for my videos to be discovered. Also, maybe people were just not interested in seeing those leagues in PES. But this year I'm making some changes. Even for the other bigger leagues, I've kind of cut in half the number of teams, or just slightly reduced it, because that will mean I will have to make less videos. And no, I'm not doing this because I'm getting lazy or sick of it or anything like that. In fact, it's going to be quite advantageous. And why is that, you might ask? Well, fewer videos per day, because you know, league matches are usually played during the weekend. Starting Friday, then Saturday and Sunday are usually the busiest, and then we also have a few matches left for Monday. Fewer videos that I have to publish can actually mean more time spent working on increasing the quality of them. And what does that mean exactly? Well, I've been thinking, what if I would commentate more videos? So I'm usually doing commentary videos, especially with these big tournaments like I had this year, the Copa America, the Gold Cup, the Africa Cup of Nations. Last year I had the World Cup and so on. The Euro Championship has been wonderful 3 years ago already, but yeah, you know, the big national team tournaments usually. But what if this year I change things a bit and make it a more common thing? What if I'm going to commentate maybe not all the videos, say in a given Saturday or Sunday, but I don't know, maybe the derbies at least, the more important matches, the matches involving big names. You know, if I would upload, say, 12 videos on a Saturday, how awesome would it be to have 3-4 of them commentated? Now, commentary videos take a bit longer to edit because I have to go through everything in post-production. I sometimes cough, you know, sometimes I might start an idea and get to no end with it, and I have to cut things and edit properly, and that of course takes a bit longer than the usual videos. But hopefully by the time the two football games, PES and FIFA, will come out, I will hopefully be able to already upgrade my computer. I need a new CPU most of all, because rendering time is quite costly now. Say if I have a 12-minute video, that's kind of the average, anywhere over 10 minutes, but let's say 12 minutes. A 12-minute video will take about 12 minutes to render. Now, depending on the weather, if it's colder and the CPU can boost a bit higher and work a bit faster, I could, you know, shorten that time to about 10 minutes, but it's still pretty close to the actual runtime of the video itself. And getting a faster processor, definitely with more cores and more threads, would help me a lot to render videos faster. And my dream, I mean, it would be just ideal if I could cut in half the rendering time. So let's say if I have a 12-minute video, it would be amazing to only take like 5 or 6 minutes to render. If I have a 20 minutes video, it would be great to only take like 9 or 10 minutes to render, so you get the idea. But getting this upgrade would definitely help me in managing time much better, and if that's the case, then I could definitely do more commentative videos, because like I said, more time I would spend editing would definitely be compensated if the video would render so fast. So that's one thing. And the next is, I kind of want to change things a bit and upload more gameplay content. So most of my simulated series usually matches putting the AI against AI, and you know, it's interesting to experiment. That's why I'm doing these videos, to see if I can get the score right, though that's kind of harder, but at least the winning team or stuff like that. It's really exciting when I can get things right, even down to the goal scorers. But more importantly, I want it to be as realistic as possible. And sometimes, as we could see in my live streams, it's better to actually play the game so you can dictate the pace of it. And in fact, I experimented a bit with this idea with the recently ended Women's World Cup series, where I actually played and controlled the teams. And to keep things fair, I picked one team for each half. And even if we had extra time, I would switch at half times and all that. So I would definitely do the same thing to keep things fair, and you know, I don't want to be accused of favoring any side over the other. So of course, for that, I need your feedback, I need your comments, I need to know what you think. I'm definitely trying to change things a bit, and I know it could lead to some really cool moments, some really cool goals. Depends how the games will also play. But yeah, this is one of the 2 big changes I'm planning for this year and the next one. And now let's cut to the chase, as the Americans say, which are still the #1 source for views on this channel, so thanks for that. Let's go over the remaining leagues and also give you the teams that I'm going to cover. So starting with the Premier League, I'll keep the number to 6, and it's pretty much the top 6 teams and the order that they finished. So Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal and Man United. About cup fixtures will mainly remain the same, so covering just the big ones, the German Cup, the FA Cup and the Italian Cup. Also the French Cup, I covered that as well. It depends which game is going to add what. So I heard that the French League Cup is going to be licensed in PES. Not sure exactly what that will mean and how it will work, how it will be implemented. But I covered that anyway, and if it's going to be official license, maybe you'll get a scoreboard, maybe you'll get ad boards, maybe you can play an exhibition, which would actually work for me. I'll have to say, I'll probably cover that as well this year too. It also depends what FIFA would add, because it's great that you can play finals straight away in FIFA for different cups. It's just that not all of them are licensed, and you know, having a fake trophy, it doesn't really do much. So in case they license more cup competitions this year and can play the final, you could probably see others without giving name right now, because I don't know yet. We'll have to see what they announce. Okay, so now to continue with the leagues, next up is the Bundesliga. So we're going to have 3 teams here: Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund and RB Leipzig. Again, I really don't know which game I'm going to focus most with this league, because Bayern is now a platinum partner, or rather Konami is a platinum partner of Bayern, and we just this week heard that the Allianz Arena is going to be exclusively appearing in PES. So there's that. Then Borussia Dortmund, their stadium is not in PES, it's in FIFA, but we still added it in PES through mods. Same with RB Leipzig and all the other teams. And this year it was rumored that FIFA 20 is going to feature all the stadiums. They're going to give the same treatment as to the La Liga last year. There's no announcement yet. The La Liga announcement came mid-August last year. And anyway, the full stadium list is usually published late August to early September. So again, I have to wait and see. There has been some rumor that it's not actually going to happen this year, because in the league teasers, for instance, the Premier League teaser, they showed like a couple of teams, or 3-4 teams on the respective stadiums, because we know all the stadiums are licensed. In the Bundesliga, that didn't happen. Some people took that as a sign that the full Bundesliga package is not going to be implemented this year. But if they do it in the end, it's going to be pretty weird, because they're going to have all the Bundesliga stadiums except Allianz Arena, which is going to be exclusive in PES. And PES doesn't have the Bundesliga license, and they can't even have a fake league. It's just a mess. The licensing is just a mess. I hate it. I hate that we have to get exclusives, and you get this game if you want that, but if you get it, you don't get that other thing, and if you get the other game, you get that, but you don't get other things, and whatever. I'm going to stop here and continue with the leagues. So up next is La Liga, and we're going to have, very interesting enough, the same 4 teams, because the league has ended in the exact same way as last year. So Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid and Valencia. I didn't choose this. It just so happened. I'm usually looking at the top teams. That's the teams that I'm usually going to cover. And yeah, I actually have to detail regarding this some other things in the other leagues. And now again, not sure which game, you know. Anyway, the thing is that these leagues were going to start next month in August. Neither one of the new games are going to be out. So I'm going to start with PES, and I'm going to explain why. Because in PES, as you could see during its lifespan in my videos up until now, PES is great because it's very moddable, and you know, it might not have, it might be lacking a lot of stadia when it releases, but over time you can add a lot of stuff. So even the La Liga, we got the Wanda Metropolitano back through modding, which was taken out because Atletico stopped being a partner. We got the Santiago Bernabeu as well, even Valencia's Mestalla. So just these 4 teams I'm going to cover, I'm already having their stadiums, but all the others, there's Sevilla, Real Betis, a lot of teams, I already have their stadiums, so I can start covering this series. Also in PES, I can update kits, whereas in FIFA I can't. So at least for the first few match weeks, I'm definitely going to stick to PES because it's very moddable. In fact, for the La Liga and the Premier League, I already have the match polls, so I can keep things realistic because that's what I want. I want everything to be authentic. I don't want to put 2019-20 season in the title and you see old kids and outdated teams and all that stuff. So yeah, in fact, it's going to be a problem with the relegated and promoted teams. I can't cover matches they're going to be playing the first few match weeks because they're not in the game, and we didn't have the second Spanish division in the game, so I could at least have it edited and just use that. So yeah, I'll start everything with PES, and as time goes, we'll see what the other game will announce. In fact, even PES, I don't know if they'll add any new leagues this year. At least they assured us that they haven't lost anything they got last year. Obviously, it should be at least a 3-year contract with every league. So I don't know, we'll see. This is something that I have to provide even more updates as we go, but this is just a big update video to try and cover everything. So next, the Serie A. We're going to cover Juventus's matches, Napoli's, Inter Milan's, and AS Roma if their stadium is still going to be in. Now, here's the thing, the Stadio Olimpico has been in PES for quite a few years now. I expect it to be again. I mean, I really don't see why they would take it out, but you never know. If it's not going to be in anymore, as in the main game, I might not cover the matches. Of course, if they take it out, it can be added back again with modding, as I said, with the other teams as well. But I have to see. It's not definitive, but the first 3 teams I mentioned are definitely going to be covering their matches. Next up, the French Ligue 1. We're going to cover PSG, Lille, Lyon, and I also covered Monaco's matches this season because I was really happy to see their stadium added in PES. They are a partner club. I love their stadium. Even in real life, it's an absolutely amazing stadium, an amazing design. The sad thing is that they performed horribly this season and just barely avoided relegation by 2 points. And you know, I said that I'm covering top teams. I'm expecting to find the Stade Louis II in the PES 2020 as well. That would give me enough reason to cover their matches, but they're standing, the league standing, not so much. So it depends. Thing is that feedback to their videos has been great. I got a really good number of views, great, you know, like to dislike ratio. And I can, by the way, say the same thing about Serie A. Serie A is going to be very interesting now in PES. So when FIFA announced that they will license Serie A, I expected, you know, TV-like presentation, stadiums and so on, but that didn't happen. And so when FIFA 19 came out last year, I asked you, because I started the series in PES 2018, of course, I asked you, do you want me to continue with PES? Do you want me to continue the Serie A series in PES 2019, or do you want me to move to FIFA? And you voted for PES, you voted to remain with PES, and I'm glad you chose that, because throughout the entire season, the feedback to the video has been amazing. We got nice views, the videos had really good reach, and the likes to dislike ratio was really good. So you guys enjoyed those videos. I'm so happy. And also on the way, we got more and more Serie A stadiums. Like, I know I installed Spal's stadiums, Parma Stadium, also the San Paolo, Napoli Stadium, and a lot others I can't remember now. So this is a great thing about PES. It's very moddable. So I'm going to continue covering the Serie A in PES, and this is why it's even more interesting now, because until now they had they don't have the league license, right? But they have all the teams licensed, and they had all the teams licensed until now except Juventus, and now it's rumored really heavily that Juventus is going to be the 3rd big partner club that is going to be announced next week. And if that's the case, then we're going to have a complete Serie A without the actual license, the actual league license. But you know, that's an easy fix, and it's going to be great to have Juventus with like actual fonts to their kits and everything, and 3D scans, of course, and the stadium. And again, it's nothing confirmed, but it's been heavily rumored, and we had quite a lot of things pointing to that. So yeah, definitely the Serie A is going to be interested. And even if they didn't have Juventus license, or they won't have Juventus license, though I can't see the other 3rd club they're going to be partnering with, I was going to cover the Serie A in PES for the aforementioned reasons: the stadiums, the scoreboard, which FIFA doesn't even have, although they have the league license. So okay, trying to continue here, trying to keep this short. Up next, the Eredivisie, 3 clubs: Ajax, PSV and Feyenoord. The Portuguese Liga NOS, the big 3 again, because that's how they finished the season: Benfica, Porto and Sporting. And the Scottish Premiership, I think this is where I cut in half the number of teams. I'm going to only cover the 2 big Scottish clubs, Celtic and Rangers, mainly because they have the stadiums in the game, they have their players scanned and everything. They're partner clubs. The reach with the Scottish League also has been pretty good, nothing extraordinary, but you know, if I get at least 100 views on every video, then I'm happy. I consider that video a success. This is why actually I'm dropping the Danish Super League and the Swiss League, because I was averaging really low on those videos, like 20 or 30 views, and I don't want to sound rude or anything, but it kind of was a waste of time, because I say some Saturdays I had even like 24 videos to make, and that's crazy because my main issue, as I explained earlier, was that rendering time is pretty much the same as actually recording, so I waste a lot of time, and I would have 3-4 extra videos, say from the Danish Superliga, that would only get about 30 views, and that's why I say it's a waste of time. It was interesting to explore these leagues. It was interesting to find out more about the clubs, their stadiums, the cities where they originate from, their players, and so on. It really was interesting, and I will probably continue to read about and follow these leagues a bit, but I will stop covering them for these reasons. Okay, and now the Russian Premier League. You're going to say, well, that's a lot of teams, even more than last year. Well, exactly, and I have a reason for this. So, first of all, the clubs I'm going to cover are Zenit, Lokomotiv, Krasnodar, CSK, and Spartak Moscow. 5 teams. Last year I think I had 3 or 4, so just 1 or 2 added. But the reason I did this, so first of all, the criteria for choosing the clubs are the league standings and the way they're finishing. Then the point difference. So I could have had just 4 teams up to CSK, but Spartak is also a pretty big club, and they were, I think, only a point or 2 behind CSK. So I took that in consideration and thought, okay, I will add Spartak as well. By the way, it would be really awesome if you get 2, 3, 4 Russian stadiums. I would definitely like to see the Dynamo Moscow stadium. It's insane. It's been inaugurated this year, and it's like huge, and seeing it recreated in PES would be awesome. But yeah, I would like to see some more stadiums, but otherwise I'll continue to cover this league as well. And also the Turkish Super League. The clubs are going to be Galatasaray, Başakşehir, Beşiktaş, and again a pretty poor performing team that I covered last year, Fenerbahce. They are actually the only team that have their stadium in the game, and again it's going to depend on this one. I might cover Fenerbahce's matches still if they will still have their stadium in the game, and who knows, maybe this season there is going to be the redemption season, they're going to do much better, and yeah, I'll see. Now the UEFA competitions. So the Nations League, it's not going to be played, but we have qualifiers that will still be going to be done in PES, and the Champions League and Europa League. I'm thinking to keep them mixed, kind of like I did this year. Some matches in FIFA, some matches in the Europa League, depends which clubs are going to be in which game. I'm really curious to see if PES is going to add more clubs to the other European teams, if FIFA will do the same thing. It was something that FIFA fans hoped to see last year since they got the Europa League license. That didn't really happen, at least not to the degree we expected, but yeah, it depends. I'm most probably going to keep everything mixed, and it depends how fast mods are going to be implemented in PES, because that's the main thing. I wish we'll get Cider working at launch, because it's an amazing program. Even if I wasn't making videos, I would have definitely still used it, because it's awesome. You load kits into it, referee kits, match balls, scoreboards, stadiums. There's also a boot server, I believe. There's a lot of stuff. A kit server, which is amazing. It's something that we had in past PESs, and it's just an incredible tool to sort of have every mod under control. It's really easy to use. You just drop some files, edit a text file, link everything together, and you can actually have everything automatic. If you play a certain league, you'll get the respective referee kits, ad boards, match balls, scoreboards, and all that stuff. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And since the demo releases almost 2 months before the full game will be released, and we also have the edit mode so that editors can work on their kits, test them, and it'll be interesting to see if we can only edit kits in the demos editor mode, or if they'll be able to edit team details as well, so stadium name, coach name, emblems, and all that stuff. Because if you can do that, you can then export the TED file and have a complete option file at launch. And I think this is what they're going for, waiting for the demo to see what we can edit. But anyway, since modders will have so much time to play around with the demo, I hope Cider will be ready for launch as well, because it's absolutely amazing. So Master League and career modes, PES and FIFA career modes will be, of course, still present on the channel. Now even more so the Master League, since it's going to be changed. I'm not sure how much, but we definitely are getting a lot of new cutscenes. We're getting a dialogue system, just like career mode has had. So it's going to be interesting. Now I'm a bit upset about the coach models. They updated that info a few weeks ago, and at first it was stating something like recreating a perfect avatar of yourself or something. Now it only says that you can pick detailed 3D models, and if they are going the FIFA route of allowing only pre-made models for the managers, I'm going to be pretty upset, because that's one of the main reasons I preferred Master League over career mode. It was the fact that I could create myself or someone that looks closely resemble me in the game, and to see him in the cutscenes. But yeah, we'll have to see. Anyway, we'll continue. Career mode, I had a series in FIFA 19, something that I wasn't able to do with the previous games. I resumed it I resumed it just a few days ago through live streaming, and I want to continue to start a career mode series, like record it and upload more frequently, and have both of these going at the same time. Should be pretty interesting. And the big focus for this year on the channel, I want to switch it to games from my past. I know I kept saying this, and I know you guys haven't really saw anything yet, but I actually want this series to blow your mind. Like the first episode you're going to see, I want you to see what I'm capable of in terms of, you know, diversifying the content. And I put a lot of work, a lot of passion. This series will cover a lot of things, a lot of the games that I'm really passionate about and I've played a long while, and I have a lot of things to say, kind of like a story time, but it's also kind of like a documentary type of... You'll see. I just hope it's going to turn out great, exactly how I want, and I hope you're going to like it. And by switching focus to the games from my past and the other spin-off series, which name I haven't decided on yet, I don't want to push away my football audience, because obviously you guys are still the biggest part of my audience, the majority, but I also want to bring in a different audience, and I hope I can work with both of you guys together, because some of you might subscribe for football, and if you might start to see other games, I don't want you to think, well, I didn't want to see this, where's the football? He hasn't uploaded anything football related in 3 days, unsubscribe. I don't want to see that. I'm trying to keep everything balanced, and there's just a lot of different genres I'm passionate about, and I want to talk about it. I want to put it out there for you guys to enjoy. So I can't wait for you to watch this first episode from the, let's call it, refreshed games from my past series. And I'm really excited. And whichever reason you subscribe to my channel, whether the live streams, the football simulations, or the other games that I rarely covered lately, I want you to stay here, and I want us to have a great time, to continue to have fun together. Definitely don't want to push you away, so yeah, stay tuned for everything. And speaking of live streams, and I'm going to try and end the video with this, I definitely want to live stream more, and in fact this year I live streamed more than ever, so I'm pretty happy about that, but still not to the level I wanted. For instance, in last year's update video, which I actually released about this time last year, I said that the third big game that I'm going to cover next to FIFA and PES was going to be Battlefield 5. It wasn't the best, to put it lightly. It still has a lot of issues, but it had a ton of issues when it was released. I couldn't really run it that well, and I thought I just can't stream this. But since I got the new GPU, I was able to encode the live stream on the GPU, which took the load off the CPU quite a bit, because the CPU is getting choked in the game itself just by running the game itself. And this is again another reason that I definitely need a better CPU, because I will be able to stream again on OBS, which I like to use CPU encoding with OBS for great quality streams, and I can still do that now, but the CPU is just getting 100% usage on all cores and threads, and that's not a bad thing if you can keep thermals under control, which thankfully I can, but there is a problem, because you might start seeing dropped frames, choppy footage, and I don't want that. I want smooth, great quality live streams. So once I'll upgrade, I'll definitely want to live stream more using OBS and all that good stuff. So I might go back to Battlefield 5. There is a big content update coming in the autumn, so probably it will synchronize as well with my other plans. But yeah, FIFA, PES and other games, why not? Just more live streams in general. Even maybe if you just want to chat, I could do that, and we can get together and just chat a bit every once in a while. So anyway, more live streams are definitely planned for the remaining of this year and next year, and it all depends on the upgrades that I'm planning for my computer. So that's about it for this video, I think. I hope I haven't forgotten anything, and if I did, hopefully you guys will remind me by asking questions in the chat, and maybe I'll just remember myself if I forgot everything, because I'll watch the video with you guys. But yeah, this is mainly what I'm going to bring in the upcoming year, and I don't know, see you in another update video next year in July or August during the summer. Let's hope we'll all be fine. And still, regarding football games, there's still plenty of stuff to be announced that might change my plans that I expose in this video, but I will update you on the community tab of my channel. Definitely I'll keep you updated, and if anything changes, if I change my mind, if we put a new league that will be tempting to cover, I will let you know with everything. But I just wanted to get this video out sort of as the big updates video, to get everything or as much as I can in this one. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are excited for everything I announced and everything I have planned for you in the upcoming weeks and months. And see you next time, I guess. Take care until then.